On the feast of the conversion of St. Paul the Apostle, let us celebrate our Christian perspective on the world. Let us rejoice over how we see the world in Christ. And this is a celebration of this very unique, positive world view on the world. It is important to have this positive frame, living in the Spirit, experiencing and responding to the world through God's love. In the media, in televisions, on internet news, those who are producing the news of the world, they are using what is called a specific frame, how they are framing reality. It means that they choose images and events which they present to us in a specific way. It's almost like training how people respond and to what they respond. And these frames, if we compare them, how we Christians are called to see the world, is something very limited. We could say even manipulated. Today's dominant frame is sensation and violence. The news are focusing on conflicts. They reduce the players of the conflicts into two groups, after the good guys and the bad guys, those who fight for a good cause and those who are the villains. And this representation, this frame, easily results in a villains and victims mentality, suggesting that good guys must win and the villains must be punished. Through this outlook on the world, fatalism is reinforced, that there are no other ways, like only that of the way of weapons or retaliation. The reality and human life is presented as something inescapable, when reality is an Armageddon-like fight. This leads to a perverse fascination with war and violence. Outside the Christian way of thinking, what is easily forgotten is the forces of peace at work, the forces and the power of beauty which is also at work in our world and can be potentially at full work through us. That is why the conversion of St. Paul is such an example for us. In the power of the Spirit, when he joined Christ, he saw the world in a totally different way. He was capable of perceiving love. He saw his previous enemies as his brothers and sisters. He no longer subscribed to persecuting Christians, but he was listening to Christ. He was learning from Christ. That is why it is such a wonderful call to receive the Eucharist on a weekly basis, those who can manage it on a daily basis. Because when we receive the Eucharist, when we see the world and our personal life through Christ's redemptive high priestly sacrifice and prayer, then we are receiving a fresh outlook on the world. And this is such a powerful freedom. That's why every church which is open, which is still open, every local Christian community is the island of freedom. Every altar, every Eucharist is a fresh outlook on the world, receiving God's eyes, as it were, receiving God's vision, receiving our genuine image, how we should be, and how we should see the world. Let us celebrate that our world, our Christian life, is framed by God's love, and the most precious inner frame within it is our conversion, the conversion of our eyes, minds, and hearts.